All right, here you go.
The cinnamon story, which we talked about backstage, because I still remember this very distinctly. And one of my bands, Tyrannus, opened for the Casting Out. You guys actually came to my hometown of Mooresville. Drew and Cassie Hart, they booked that show at this venue called the Heartbeat Gallery. And so, if you would please tell how you how the Casting Out did the whole cinnamon gag.
Well, there was internet challenge with like a spoonful of cinnamon, where you'd try to eat a spoonful of cinnamon, and most people would choke up like when they did it, because that was part of it, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the other challenges are, but we were doing them on the tour, because honestly, it was just one of those things to blow off steam and to like have a good time and to actually connect with people at the shows. You know what I mean? Just to like do dumb shit together and have a good time. But that was really all there was to it. It was like, hey, let's see if we can get people to do these challenges with us, you know? And it was just, oh, I remember doing it myself. We all did it. And it was just like, oh.
Have you ever done it, Becky?
No, why would I do that?
So the Casting Out comes up to me at the show and said, hey, dude, we'll give you $10 if you can eat a spoonful of cinnamon. And I'm thinking, I like snickerdoodles. Yeah, sure. Why not? And I'm like,
so different.
I'm like, they're like, okay, we'll give you $10. And I said, all right, that's $10 for a spoonful of cinnamon. And I ate it, and it was like sand in my windpipe and my esophagus. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, Jesus Christ. And the band is hysterical. They're rolling around. They're like, you gotta do it for 10 minutes without throwing up. 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And then they were like, oh, and then Nathan walks over and was like, oh man, he ate the cinnamon. And I was like, yeah. And then it was like 10 minutes and I almost won it. And they're like, oh, you won $10. Started to walk away and just threw up all over the place. I was like, oh God, this sucks. But it was a good memory, and I relish it, because I've got so many hardcore memories. It was awesome. You got to try the cinnamon. You got to try the cinnamon, Becky. You got to do it. Good fun.
Because it's one of those things where you're like, oh, how bad could it be?